All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Buckle up. Get ready for takeoff. Today, we'll be flying into the territory of how I got my channel name, how it has evolved over time, my catchphrases and everything else. So we're going to tell you the birth of my channel. Well, it started years ago, but how I got my current channel name, The Hanger. Where did that come from? What inspired it? Well, let's talk about it. So, I'm going to give you a span around this studio here. So, I'm trying to put it the best lighting. If I go over here, look at that. That's horrible. I don't like that. So, lighting is everything in the studio. If I go here, oh God. Lighting, if you're making YouTube videos, is everything. At this angle, the lighting is perfect. I love it. So, let's show you around. Let's talk about how it came to be. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about how it came to be. We got to show you how it all started. How I come up with the Hanger. There's my spinning UFO. That's my desktop system, which we're going to start using here in the near future. The only reason I haven't brought the screens around is it blocks the view of the airplane. There's some family portraits up there. Anyway, let's show you this wooden airplane because this is how it all began. I saw this wooden plane at a flea market in Marshfield, Missouri. I'm going to show you this wooden plane. And I saw it and I go, oh my God, that's such a beautiful work of art. Whoops, there goes my UFO. Oh well, we'll just shut it off. And it's a wonderful work of art. So you want to know more about this wooden plane. This is meant to be a prop. I saw this and I go, this would make an amazing prop for my YouTube studio. It's a unique work of art. It's one of a kind. And there's not a lot of works of art like it anywhere else. I'm just trying to give you a panoramic view of it. That's why I got my selfie stick and my little camera so I can do a close-up of this plane. I want you to see it. Now, what's the name of this plane? Well, I looked it up online. I got my co-pilot with me today. And we're going to talk about this wooden plane because this is how it started. It started with a simple prop. And there's the last step. We're going to talk about that next. But right now, we're talking about how my channel name evolved. It began as a prop for my set. And, okay, let's see if I can keep it glued to that while I do this. Okay, the pilot's name was Francisco Barraca. He is the pilot of this specific plane. That's who that's supposed to be, Francisco Barraca. And according to my co-pilot, I got Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're going to talk about him in a few minutes. Okay. As you can see, it tells you what I need to know about Francisco. There's the plane. So, like I said, Francisco Barraca is the pilot of this plane specifically. He was Italy's top fighter ace during World War I, credited with 34 aerial victories. Born on May 9th, 1888 in Lugo di Romana, he initially pursued a career as a cavalry officer before transitioning to aviation. Barraca was an emblem of black prancing horse, later inspired by Enzo Ferrari to use it as the logo for Ferrari. Well, what do you know? This is Francisco Baraka. His emblem was a black horse, which Ferrari then used. So, wow, there's a connection between this airplane and your Ferraris. Okay. Baraka flew several aircraft during his career, including the SPAD, I can't read it, S7 and S13. He became the leader of the 91st Fighter Squadron and was known for his skill and bravery in combat. Tragically, he died on June 19th, 1918. He died young. Oh my God, he's barely 30 years old. Near Montevallo, Italy. He died at 30. Wow. So now you know who the pilot is. Now you know it's connected to the Ferrari. I didn't know that. I'm just reading what my co-pilot is saying here. We're going to add some background music to this video, by the way. So, what do we know about the wooden plane itself? Okay, hold on, people. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Span down. Okay, this is a hand-painted wooden model of Francisco Baraka's SPAD S13. This is an S13. It's a SPAD S13. It's a wooden model of it. They were made in Italy during the 1940s, so only a handful of these were made, so it's quite a collectible. It's online for as much as $1,500. I saw it online. These models are crafted from solid walnut and oak. Wow. Okay, so I'm sorry I'm not a professional YouTuber, but I'm doing the best I can. With metal details such as the propeller, spokes, wheels, and wings, suspension made of hand-wrought soft iron and brass. They are hand-painted and can be displayed standing or suspended by special cables. The exact number of these models produced is not specified, but they are considered vintage collectibles. Wow. Okay, so this airplane, now you know the history, what this plane is made of. Yeah, it's metal. Look at the wheels. It's pretty cool. I know it's like the hangar, and this is actually the first time we actually did it on an actual airplane, but this is what inspired my channel name. Eventually, we're going to get to how my channel evolved. And, got a loose string here. So yeah. Okay, now the next evolution of how my channel came to be. Okay, we're gonna now the next evolution how my channel came to be. Now that you saw the wooden plane, we're going to talk about how the next part of the evolution. As you can see, I got a black leather jacket. Now, I was in Springfield and I was shopping for, up to date. I had a little spending cash and I thought, I'm looking for a new jacket. I saw this jacket at a department store in the mall and I thought, that is so cool. I like the racing stripes, so to speak. You can see the stripes on the jacket. And I thought it was cool, hip, modern. It's today. And so I thought, that's cool. So I got the leather jacket and I thought, that'd be a cool thing to wear on set. It kind of matches the wooden airplane. And now see how it's evolving? Because now I look like I've got a bomber jacket. It's not, it kind of looks like something a pilot would wear. And I got these cringy sunglasses. When I put them on, they're kind of cringy. And, I'd put them on and I'm supposed to wear them at the intro of every video because you want to separate yourself. I would say, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Get ready for takeoff. Today, we're flying the territory of, like today, how I got my channel name. And that's the direction we're going to. That's our channel. Sorry I'm messing up there. But that's our destination today. So yeah, see, I wear these. I'm supposed to wear them at the beginning of every video. I'm going to get into the practice of doing that more and more. What am I doing? Creating a brand. I'm showing you how my channel name has evolved. So, the next thing I knew I needed, because when I was I knew I needed was a tagline, catchphrase. Because as a kid growing up, and then you would see Rowdy Roddy Piper, that's what you see on this t-shirt, right? So he kind of personifies branding, right? At the intro of every wrestling match, he has a special look. I've got this black leather jacket, he has his kilts. And he come out, bagpipes are playing at the intro, and he had his own skit called Piper's Pit. I remember watching that growing up. I'm going, that is so cool. We have the same birthday, by the way. I always did like him. So, Piper's Pit, and I remember his ordeal with Jimmy Superfly. He said, "Oh, you like coconut? I'll show you a coconut." He smashes them with coconuts, and I'm going, it's so brand. That's part of branding. He had his own look with the kilts and the Piper's Pit, and the way he presented himself, and it sold. It sold. Audience loved it. They ate it up. I'm going, so that's kind of how my channel has evolved, because you have to understand how I grew up, what my influences were. I was influenced by Piper's Pit. Now my YouTube channel is nothing like Piper's Pit, but it has been an influence in creating an image, creating a brand. I have my wooden plane, I got my black leather jacket. Then you got Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, how did that influence? Well, when he said Austin 316, when he said Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass," that changed his life overnight. His career was never the same. And I remember as a kid growing up, Captain Kangaroo always wore his red jacket. Bob Ross had this big puffy hair. Branding is everything. Whether it's, you look at it in life, how do people get remembered? Pee Wee with his outfit, and then you got Steve Urkel. Remember him from Family Matters? Oh yeah. So how did my channel evolve? Well, when I looked at this plane, I said, man, I gotta have a catchphrase. Larry the Cable Guy had "Get Her Done," right? So I gotta have a catchphrase. I looked at that wooden plane, and that's how it came to be. That's it. That's what I'm going to say. Buckle up. Get ready for takeoff. That's what pilots say before the plane takes off, right? Make sure your seatbelts are fastened. Do this, do that. And I didn't want it to be too long, so I said, buckle up, get ready for takeoff. Boom, this is your captain speaking. And that's how it all evolved. Now my channel name is evolving with catchphrases, got prop. I got this other plane to add to it. I don't know much about it. I got the box over there. I could look it up. But I thought, that's a cool prop. I can add it to my other wooden plane. And I thought, wow, that is so cool. Anyway, I just thought we'd talk about it. And that's how the hangar came to be. And I thought, my channel has got to have a good name, right? I thought, well, I tried to use my name Jeremiah Humans, and people couldn't remember it. They said, what's your last name again? Is it Youngman? Is it Youngman? And so I'm going, no. So I thought, I need a channel name, something that clicks, click, click, click. I need something that clicks. And I looked at that wooden plane. I already had the black leather jacket. I've got my catchphrases, and I go, that's it. I almost named it the Anchor, but wait a minute. Why not the Hangar? There was a movie called Hangar 18. I'm going, that's it, the Hangar. That's what I'm going to call it. So I looked up on YouTube. Is anybody else using this name? No, it has not been taken. It is now. So that is so cool. Now you see how it all evolved. That's how I got my channel name. It started with this right here. It was meant to be a prop. a unique piece of decor that nobody else had. I just wanted to explain how my channel name came to be. It's kind of like when Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know his biography. So we looked him up. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, his name, he was born Stephen James Anderson. He started out as a professional wrestler. He was trained by gentleman Chris Adams. So this is also another influence how my channel name got to be. You look at how my channel name has evolved over time. Started with a wooden plane, then I had the black leather jacket, then it inspired the catchphrases, then inspired the channel name, which clicks, the hanger, easy to remember, just like that. You want a channel name that people will remember. You don't need a business card. What's your channel name? I'd say the hanger, easy to remember, like an airplane hanger. Bang, clicks. So you look at his original name was Stephen James Anderson. Now, early on, now this is relatable to my channel and how my channel grew, how it came to be. So, I'm sorry if this video is taking so long because I am trying to explain it as best I can. You clicked on here, Jeremiah, how did you get your channel name? How did it come to be? Well, now we're talking about Stone Cold. Well, because it relates to what I'm talking about. And there's Steve Urkel back there. You can see Steve Urkel, right? Okay, that's Steve Urkel. Now, he has everything to do with it as well, because when he walked onto Family Matters, I mean, he stole the show. He created his own brand, if you think about it. He became the star by the second season. Had he not, you'd never heard of the TV show Family Matters. I think it would have died at the end of the first season. It's a dead show. When he walked on that show, he stole the show. He was the star. That was it. His catchphrases, I remember him saying, "Did I do that? Did I do that?" And his outfit, it had an influence on me. So I guess if you're trying to create a product or a brand and trying to get recognized, you gotta look back at history. Look at Stone Cold. How do you not? Okay, let's go back to Stone Cold. His name was Stephen James Anderson. Well, had he stuck with his original name, we would never have heard of him. He wouldn't be where he's at today. That's a guarantee. How did he evolve? It started with his agent saying, "We're going to call you Steve Austin, named after the $6 million man." Well, that's the first stage. So now his name is Steve Austin. And that helped his career a little bit. Because people in my generation, during the Attitude Era, we were in our 30s during that era. And so it resonated with people. It's Steve Austin. You think of the Bionic Man. You think of Lee Majors, and it clicked with people. It clicked. And so I'm just saying, he kept his first name, but then Stone Cold came. He was having brewskis with his buddies. This is the best when they did a biography on him. And they passed him a Stone Cold beer, and someone, I guess, hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That stuck with him. That's it. I'm going to use that. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Someone said it while they were having brewskis. Hey, a Stone Cold beer. And someone called him Stone Cold Steve Austin at the party. He goes, that's it. It clicked with him. And that escalated his career a little bit. So when he came out to the ring, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now his intro came when someone broke some glass. Someone broke a jar or something and goes, that's it. It's something, little things like that. Now he's got an intro of the broken glass, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But what really escalated it even further was his match with Jake the Snake. How did that transpire? Well, he did the match with Jake the Snake. And Jake the Snake quoted John 3:16, I guess, at him. Then Stone Cold answered back, well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass. The moment he said that, that changed his life. So today's video is not meant to be life-changing for you, but you got to think about where you're going. And this is how my channel name evolved. Kind of like how Stone Cold evolved. One thing at a time. Then he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin 3:16 shirts were everywhere. Merchandise was everywhere. It's like, that's how it evolved. I can see how my channel could evolve because now people call me, they're already calling me Captain Jeremiah. It clicks. When I was growing up, I used to watch Captain Kangaroo every morning. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain. He had Mr. Moose, he had Mr. Rabbit, and it stuck with everybody. Mr. Rogers sung a song at the beginning of every show. You may think these people are icons. They're icons for a reason. You can laugh at it all you want. This is how my channel has evolved. I'm just having a conversation. And now you know the story. You know the story of this wooden plane back here. You know the story how my channel evolved. So while we're here, let's show you around my set a little bit. Now, as you can see, now this I got from a department store, and I thought that was just a cool map of the 50 states with license plates and everything. I thought that was cool. Now this over here, a lot of people have inquired about this. A lot of people have inquired about this here. Look at that. Now that's all done by hand. None of that is AI generated. None of it. And believe it or not, somebody got offended by it. Saying, oh, that's disrespectful to the Last Supper. That's disrespectful to Jesus Christ. I'm going, it's a picture. I like it. There's many renditions of the Last Supper. Do you know there's a Sopranos version of it? Yeah, there is. There's a gangster version of it, mainly the Sopranos. But yeah, there's a mob version of the Last Supper. There most certainly is. With Al Capone, Tony Soprano, I'm just saying, it's just a work of art, and I love it. And some people like me, I'm an artist, and I don't know, I might publish it and sell it. I'd only do that if there's an interest of other people wanted it. But yeah, I can't believe somebody's actually offended by it. But you know what? People will be offended by everything and anything. So that's an interesting prop. I got this bowl right here. That's another catchphrase that I use on my program every once in a while is eat a bowl of farts. That's not the F word I use, but we're going to put that on a t-shirt. There's a nice coffee mug. I thought that'd be cool for my set. I should try using it. It takes practice to do what I do. As my channel evolves, things will start to change. And so, Jeremiah, how did all this come to be? It's just one thing at a time. And there's Steve Urkel. Now, he represents branding. He personifies branding. No matter who you are, your channel name, your company name, your product, he personifies that in every way. You remember him. His little catchphrase, did I do that? And like I said, there's another plane. I added that to the decor, and you can set it back over here. There we go. Now it's sitting next to this other plane here. That's my spinning UFO. I got that at Amazon. People say, where'd you get that at Amazon? I was in my desktop system. We got a dual screen. There's very little internet out here. We're going to get this turned on, souped up. I don't use it during my program because it blocks the view of the wooden plane. But I still use it, just not on the air. I use this because it doesn't block the set decor that I've got. Here's some family pictures. You don't see this on the set, but that's on the side, So let's see, what else have we got? I got a little wooden truck over here. I love that red truck. I love that. I love the setup. So this is a tour of my set, and that belonged to my late mom. So we're in my living room. There's my big chair, and we got a deep freeze over there. And I thought I'd give you a tour of the set. That's the little tripod I put my tablet on. Sometimes this is the tablet I use in a lot of my videos. And I plug this into the tablet. So I got my lights. We're just using one light because lighting is everything. So there you go. There's a tour of the set, and this lighting looks bad. Look at my face. So that's why we changed it up. You see, now it looks better, doesn't it? It's all lights and shadows. So if I do it here, I look good. If I come over here, go, oh my God, what happened? I look horrible. You can see the difference. So when you create your videos on YouTube, this looks great. Looks good there. Come here, not so good. Oh God, no. Oh gosh, no. Absolutely not. See? At the 40-second mark, I look horrible. I'm at death's doorstep. But if you come over here, boom, the complexion changes. I'm not using filters. It's all lights and shadows. I could go up here. So I'm doing this on a selfie stick. This video's gone on too long already, and you know, I'm not a professional YouTuber, and I think that's what people watch my channel, because I'm not a professional. I'm just having a conversation with you today, and I'm glad I got to take you on a tour. We talked about Steve Austin, how he evolved. We talked about my channel, how it got its name, and it's still evolving. My channel is still changing to this day. I mean, it's going to evolve. It's going to continue to get better. You know, I've got a Teespring store. We're going to add some product to it. Now that I've got over 1,000 subs, I can attach it to my YouTube channel and make a little bit of money. You know, I'm not going to get rich. I'm too old for that. Anyway, and I'm glad I got to spend time with you today. I need to cut this video short, cut it off, because we're getting, I bet if I combine these videos, 35, 40 minutes. Oh God, jeez. And I'm going to add some background music because I think it needs it. But I wanted to show you around, and my channel is going to get better. I intend to stand out above the other channels just by being real, having this conversation. And now you know how my channel got its name, even though we have nothing to do with airplanes. But today we actually talked about an airplane today. Because I always thought, man, we need to do a video about an airplane. So we actually talked about a pilot and an airplane. So you can't say we didn't, because we actually did. Only because, like I said, I saw that prop. Let me see if I can spin around. Spin around, come on. I'm on a selfie stick. I'm not the best photographer. Can you see it? You can tell. Oh, come on. Okay, so you can see it now. Bing, bingo. It's just lighting. It takes practice. You can tell how unprofessional I really am. Oh my God, this guy doesn't know what the bleep he's doing, does he? So, no, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's what makes my channel unique. I don't know what I'm doing. It's impromptu. I'm not a professional actor. I don't have camera people behind me. There's no teleprompter. It's just one-man show. One-man show. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for your prayers and support. And now you know the history, how the hangar came to be the hangar. It's going to evolve more. Oh, I'm sure it will. They're going to, it's life-changing for me being monetized. Never thought I'd hit almost 4,000 subs. But you can't live on one video. So I'm trying to be personable, relatable. Now you know the backstory, How did the hanger get to become the hanger? How did it get its name? Where did you get your catchphrases from? Well, got it from this thing. Because it was originally a prop, like I said. And it just like, okay, I gotta have a catchphrase. And I thought about it, and bingo. What pilots say before takeoff. I thought that's it. That's what we're gonna do. And combined with this jacket, the cringy sunglasses, but I've got to get better at wearing them at the beginning of every video. It's cringy, but it sells. There's no denying it, because that'll make people will remember you for having a certain look and feel. Just like Roddy Piper, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Steve Urkel, Pee Wee Herman, Michael Jackson in his moonwalk and his white gloves, or Boy George and his curly hair. And when I grew up, everything was unique. You got Roddy Piper. Talk about branding. Standing out in the crowd. Had Stone Cold Steve Austin not changed his name to Stone Cold Steve Austin, you would never have heard of him. He would never have had that match with Jake the Snake Roberts, where he would say Austin 3:16 says, "I just whooped your ass." That would never have existed had he stayed with his original name. That's a fact. You and I would never have heard of him. So it's branding, it's imaging, and it works. History has proven it to work. And that's what I'm bringing to YouTube. A look, an image, a feel with catchphrases, and everything just works together. And now I'm rambling. Nobody wants to watch a rambler. So thank you for your prayers and support. Thank you for watching. Now I need to go and splice all this together and add. I think I can do this offline. We're going to try, because there's no internet here. We're going to try, because some of the stuff is downloaded on iMovie. We're going to see what soundtrack I can add. But thank you for watching. Bye-bye.